frequency matching a life of your dreams. Are you ready to have the life that you've always truly dreamed of, but you're not really sure how to get there? Maybe you spend a lot of time wanting and desiring certain things to show up for yourself, whether it's money, maybe it's a perfect relationship, maybe it's the home of your dreams, maybe it's all of it. And you're really, really, truly having a hard time getting there. I'm going to tell you right now that the fastest way to truly create the life that really, truly lights you up, that really, truly creates a fire inside of you, is to start frequency matching the life that you desire. You know, oftentimes when I talk to people, the first place that they go is I say, what do you want your life to be like? What do you really desire? And the first place they go is often all of the things that they hate about their lives, all of the things that they want to change, instead of looking at all of the things that they want to actually create. So I want you to look at that for a second. Are you spending time looking at the things that you want to create, or are you spending time focusing on the things that you want to change? Yeah. The thing is in order to really truly start changing your life, you have to get beyond the things in your life that don't work for you. And you have to start really being able to feel, see, taste, smell, hear what the things that you desire would be like for you. So, I spend a lot of time with people frequency matching what it is that they would like their life to be like, okay? So if you're looking for the perfect relationship to show up for yourself, you don't want to spend time in the upset of not having the perfect relationship, okay? You want to spend time looking at all of the different aspects of what a perfect relationship would be for you. What would it feel like on a daily basis? What type of things would you do throughout your day with the person that you're searching for? What would that what would your day-to-day activities be? What would your life be like? Would you travel a lot? Would you go dancing? Would you eat luscious meals that this new partner cooks for you? What would that be like for you? And what you want to do is you want to go to those situations, okay? You want to go to those situations and you want to feel yourself within them. So if you're looking at, okay, I'm looking for a new partner and I want to do a ton of traveling. Okay, so you want to look at what would it feel like when I travel all over the world with my new partner? What are my days going to be filled with? What is my life going to revolve around when I have what I desire? Okay, and you want to start pulling those energies in. You want to know what it feels like, what it tastes like, what it looks like. The more of your senses that you can bring into the experience, the more palpable the universe knows that that's really, it's more of a palpable energy, right? It's something that you can actually feel in your life. And when you can feel it, you can frequency match it, because if you can feel it, then that means that you can actually truly have it, and that means that you can actually truly create it for your life. And so you stand in those energies and you start actually projecting those energies out. You start telling the universe, I have this perfect relationship. This is what it feels like every single day. This is what it looks like for me every single day. This is what it truly would create if I had this. And you start actually projecting that out. We get in this place where we get so loopy in all of the stuff that we don't want to have, right? Like, oh, I don't have a relationship. I feel so lonely. I feel so upset. When you're in those energies, the universe just looks at that and says, oh, she wants to be lonely. She wants to be upset. She wants to stay in her cocoon of loneliness, right? So what's the universe going to do? Is the universe going to bring you the relationship that you desire? If you're continuously telling the relationship or the universe that you're never going to have that, no, it's never going to come. So it's kind of a mindset shift. And when you shift into that place, you really start vibrating at that frequency. Yeah, and that's the frequency of change. You know, I tell people often, this is probably a conversation I have every single day. Every single one of your choices create. Okay. So if you're looking for this fabulous, amazing relationship and you get the energy of it and you're standing in it and you're like, yes, this is what I want. This is what I want to create. And then somebody comes into your life and says, hey, you want a date? You want to actually feel the energy of what dating that person would actually be like for you, what actually having that would be. Okay, and if it doesn't match the frequency that you're clear about wanting to create, then you don't choose it. Because the thing is if you go back and you choose that, then you're telling the universe, okay, I know this isn't actually what I truly want, but I'm going to choose it anyways because I'm lonely, because I feel like it's never going to happen, right? I'm just saying, like, those are the energies that are creating things. So when you choose it, even though you know that it's not really the relationship that you want to choose, that choice actually creates more of that showing up. So when you start frequency matching the life that you desire, when you start really standing in the place that you're looking to create, again, whether it's relationship, whether it's money, whether it's a new home, whether it's all of the above, right? You have to learn how to stand in those. You have to learn how to essentially be the space of those so they can actualize in your life. You can't stay over here in the space of never having it and expect it to show up. Yeah. So when we're frequency matching, it's like for me, it's like the more, again, the more senses I can bring into it, the more palpable I can make the experience, the easier it is for me to actualize it. Okay, so I want to make sure that and again, it's not like this place where it's like you're trying to create something that you're not, but what you're actually doing is you're energetically telling the universe exactly what it is that you truly desire. And you're going, this is what it feels like, right? This is what it sounds like around me. This is what it tastes like on a daily basis. These are the experiences that I have. And you're essentially becoming that frequency when you spend time in that energy. And it becomes this powerful force of actually creating something different showing up. Now, and here's where, like, all of this kind of gets interesting for me is oftentimes, well, I'm going to say 99.9% of the time, right? We desire this relationship over here, but our reference points to relationships are actually over here, because maybe our reference point to relationship is more than likely, most of us, our reference point to relationship starts with our parents. But it may actually be your grandparents, it may be past relationships that you're dealing with, it may actually come from all kinds of different energies, okay? And what we start doing is, as we start kind of trying to, or we actually are standing in the energy of that relationship. And so what we find is that relationship shows up over and over and over and over, right? They might be different men, but they're the same. They're the same. They're the same. They have the same variations of qualities of traits. And so what we want to actually do is we want to kind of remove these reference points to what you know relationship as, and we want to actually implant you into the energies of what you desire in relationship. And if the two of those don't actually match, frequency matching over here is actually going to be really, really hard for you, because if you're continuously referencing energies and space and relationships that you don't want energetically, then it's going to be really hard to create them over here as what you do want them to be. So essentially, you have to find a way to really be able to stand in the energies that you want to create. Now, if you are in a place where it's like you know what you want, but you can't feel that yet, you can't reference that yet, then more than likely you're dealing with a lot of those old reference point energies, right? So you have to kind of clear those out of there so you can actually have what you're looking for. So essentially, it's kind of like there's a lot of layers of information here. One of the things that I specialize in is really truly helping people to get from where they're at over here energetically to this place over here, right? Now, depending on how many levels of things that you're looking to change, and oftentimes we're kind of waking up to this place where it's like, man, whose life am I living anyways, right? What is all of this stuff that I don't understand, that I don't like? Why is it continually showing up in my life? And how do I make it different? Well, I'm going to tell you right now that getting from over here to over here is sometimes it's easy for people. For other people, it's more of a, first we have to deconstruct this side, right? So we can actually have this side. And right now, I have an amazing opportunity to be able to help you deconstruct this side so you can have this side. So if you're one of those people who are really struggling with having this side, then more than likely you need to deconstruct this side first. So I have this amazing program that is a group program where it kind of forms itself, and what it does is it helps you to, number one, kind of release all of this. I go through this system where I take you through where I am going to explain to you, number one, a big version of kind of what you're doing here. Okay, I find if we can get into an expanded viewpoint, if we can look at the world differently, it's much easier to change what's going on for us, right? We get so like, I hate this, hate this, hate this, right? That it's really, really hard to kind of get that there is a reason that you've been going through your struggles. There is a reason that you have been really kind of maybe running and getting nowhere fast, right? Energetically, there are things that are preventing you from actually truly moving your life forward. And so we go through a wider viewpoint of the world. And we start really looking at all of the things that we have planted in our life that don't work for us. Like we're going to look at choices that haven't worked in the past. We're going to look at emotions that keep us stuck, like guilt and shame and upset, right? These places where you have identified yourself as something that you're not. I find so often, especially women, we decide that, 20 years ago we did something terrible, and we start really kind of beating ourselves up on the inside, right? Making ourselves wrong over and over and over and over. And every time we think about creating something different, we replay all of these old programs, all of these old upsets. And so we're gonna really look at all those old upsets, and we're gonna really take some time and space to clear them out of there, so you don't have to carry those baggages moving forward. And we're going to kind of look at them all. And what's interesting about this in a group session for me is everyone in the group generally will pinpoint something that's going on for one person, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's totally going on for me, right? And when you looked at it, and for that person, it actually really took me to a different place, and it allowed me to see where I am doing that myself. And it's really this amazing journey of really truly diving into all of these different places and spaces where you have decided certain things about yourself, and you have belief systems where you don't have permission to access certain areas of your life and really truly have choice. And so we're going to go through those, and we're going to clear those out. And I'm going to give you really seriously palpable tools that you can use every single day to keep yourself expanded, to keep yourself clear, to keep your head and your heart in a space where it is truly continuously expanding and bringing more and more and more of the things that you truly desire. And then from there, we really kind of focus on, okay, now we have kind of cleared a lot of that stuff out. I give you tools that you can use. So even beyond the program, if you find, okay, you know, I start asking for these things and these things start showing up and I realize I did love those things and I really did want those things, but now I want to go to the next level, because that's kind of how this work works, right? You clear, you start asking, you start receiving these things into your life, you start actualizing them, and you start realizing that, man, life really is easy and I really can have what I truly desire. Like, really, that really starts happening. It happens all the time in my groups and in my personal sessions. You know, people will tell me, I never realized how strongly I was holding myself back. I never realized how firmly I believed that I can't have what I desire. And when you start actually realizing that, you know what, I can have what I desire, you start receiving the first level of things that you desire, and you look at those and you're like, oh, these are great. And this is fun and all, but I actually want to go way bigger than that. So then you kind of clear those out, right? And then you start asking again and you go bigger. And then you get that and you're like, ooh, this is delightful as well, but I want to go bigger. And it's just this evolution process of really truly looking at what's going on for you, why your life is created as such, and then actually really drawing in what it is that you truly desire. And it is really truly possible. You can frequency match the life that you desire. You just have to get out of the things that you have energetically aligned with, the viewpoints, the belief systems, the points of view, and you just have to learn how to stand in those energies that you do truly want. And I'm here to tell you right now that it's not hard. None of this is hard. You know, I have somebody I was just having a conversation with the other day, and she was saying, you know, you told me that if I committed to 6 months with you, my life would be completely different. And you said, I can't tell you how, but I can tell you that, you know, your life will be different and everything will be changed. And since then, she has moved across country. She's got a brand new job. She's in a completely different space. She has this amazing, beautiful home that she never, ever even remotely had a possibility of having before, and there she is. She's living greater than she ever imagined possible, and I'm here to tell you that you can do that too. It's really not hard. You know, we function in such a place where we feel like change is hard, and it's not. It's really not. You just have to have the information, and when you have the information, you can do anything that you desire. So that's my invitation to you, is learning how to frequency match, standing in the energies that you desire. And, you know, it's really not hard. It's just a process of releasing everything that you're not so you can have everything that you want. So thank you so much for listening to me today. And if you're interested in the group stuff, please check out the link below. And I will talk to you soon. Have a good day. Bye.